How are you guys? Welcome back to Juritronics. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So on this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a histogram with Python. So here is the question that we have. So if you try to draw a histogram using this data, you will come out with something like this. So we're going to draw a histogram which is exactly like this using Python without any additional modules. So we're going to be just working with arrays and for loops. So let me jump into my text editor now. I'll start by creating a new file here and I'll call it main.py. Okay, I have my file now. So to make this very simple and very easy, because this is like the easiest thing you could do, we want to be able to first create a rectangle which is like this. So to do that we will need a for loop and we will need rows and columns. So the for loop, I'll just say for my rows is equals to in range of I'll need 3. So by the way, I will have 3 iterations, but my iterations will be starting from 0. I will tell you where I will need that information, and then I will need some columns here. Oh sorry, I have to create a for loop here. So the for loop here for the columns, I just call it call, and for now I'll just give it a range of maybe like 6, and then I'll just print out some hash patterns, and we don't want a new line, so I'll tell this Python that we don't want a new line here, and the new line we will need it after printing every row. That is when we will need a new line. So I'll just print my new line here, and for creating a rectangle, this is pretty much all. So we now have a simple rectangle, but then we want to also be able to write this group name. So to do that, it's very simple. If you take it in this view, you have another rectangular shape here behind your bar. So that's what we are going to do now. We want to make another shape in front of this. So to do that, it's very simple. You just have to create another column, and since I'm very lazy, I think you gotta forgive me for that. I'm just gonna copy this, and I'll just use a different symbol here so that you see the difference. So you see now we have like 2 different shapes, the first one and the second one. So but we don't want this first shape. What we want to do is we want to be able to write the group name. So why did I use the first name? Here is all the same, we just writing using loops. So the thing now is that I want to be able to write my group name at the center of my bar. So to do that, I will have to reference to my iterations to check whether I am now at the center of the chart. So I have like 3 rows, which means my center is number 2. But I told you like iterations start from 0. So to reference it, I'll just use an if statement. If my row is equal to 1, since we are starting from 0, which means my second iteration will be at 1, and then I'll just print here, just print row. Oh no, it's a group, right? Sorry about that, it's a group. I'll just print row. So then else I'll have to indent this. Else if you are not at the center, just print this. And here I also don't need a new line, so I'll just put this, and then for now I'll just put a space here. So here you find out that now we have like the group name at the center. So that's what we want, right? But we don't want these hash patterns, so we're just gonna get rid of those by removing the hash and putting the spaces. now we have done that successfully. But now we also want to be able to write the value or the size of the bar in front of the bar. So it's also the symbol. We're just going to do what we have done before, and to do that I'll just copy this. I told you have to forgive me please for my laziness. Okay, so we are now referencing to what, to the center position, and I'll just type in here like value. Is this the spelling of value? Value. Okay, so I think this is not the correct spelling of value. So here now we have been able to write at the center again in front of our shape. But then we are supposed to get the values that we want to create our histogram from the arrays. So we have to now create an array, and that array I'll just call it students, and give it values. So the values that we have, we've got 5, 8, 19, 16, 12. We've got 5, 8, 19, 16, 12. Okay, and so far we can just reference to one value, like to the index of the array. So using the index, so you just say like students and give the index. So let's say I want this 19. So our array is also started at 0 when we are counting our indexes, 0, 1, 2, which means our index is 2 if we want 19, the value of 19. So let me print this now, and we are now having like this long rectangle, which is having its shape from the value or from the array. But then one more thing is that we wanna be able to print out these more shapes. So before I do that, I think I will need a line here. I have to put a line down before my rectangles. So to do that, I just did this. I put it a line here, and also after the iteration for putting some spaces, we need another line, and also I don't need a new line here. I don't need new lines. So let me see why this. Okay, so here this is what we have. We are starting to have something, and then one more thing also is that we now have to duplicate this. Like we have been able to print out one part of the chart. Now we want to be able to have too many. So to do that, we need another for loop. So first I'll just have to indent this and create a loop, and this loop is for the groups. So in row. So here now, since I'm using Python, everything is simple, everything is straightforward. I can just use my list, my array, for the number of iterations, and also get the values here from the list at the same time doing that. So this is pretty cool. That's why I love using Python. So now I will need to print a new line. Not like a new line is such, but I wanna put a line, a separation line. Okay, so I'll just put some spaces here. So let me show you now how this is looking. Okay, so it's probably that I was lucky to just put exactly the amount of spaces that I need to catch up this space here, but you might have something which is more like this. You see, so you just have to play around with the spaces here. So okay, so we are getting somewhere close, right? But now we want to have the values of these charts from the array, of these bars from the array. So we just don't have to get one value. And the cool thing here now that we use in Python, you just type in the group, the name of the loop, right here. And also the value here, I want to get it from the loop, so I'll just use this, and instead of, now let me use a function and put also the group here. Okay, I'll run this. So now you can see that our shapes are changing according to the values of the array, and also at the same time we are having the value of the length of the bars after every bar here. And then we are now supposed to write like the group name, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So we don't want to just hard code these, like we can just come here and say group 1, but we want to be able to change our histogram when we change our array. So the thing here now, I'm just gonna come and create a variable here. I'll just call it group, and I'll initialize it to 1, and then this group now I'll say I'll give it the value of the group of this small letter of the group here. Then here I think I'll need some space also here, since I added something here. And then after my iteration, I will have to increment the group here. So the group is now equals to plus equal to 1, and this is just the same as the group is equals to group plus 1. So let me run this and see how my shape is. Okay, so we have successfully created our histogram, but then let me show you what happens if we change the values of our array. Let's say I wanna add like that 4, I wanna add also 4, and let me run this, and we now have those values. So this is creating histogram using Python, guys. So I hope you liked the video, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new to the channel, and show some love.